Hey brothers and sisters, this is Cameron. It's good to see you. Back when I was growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, I had no choice, and a lot of you, or those who were indoctrinated into it, you're put under an immense amount of stress and pressure to conform. And that spirals a lot of people into, especially when they leave the religion and then find out that it's a cult, to a higher level of truth. But with that comes a lot of heaviness. And what I mean by that is this is a follow-up to my video I did a little bit ago about the side effects of shunning. You get depression, anxiety attacks, low self-esteem, social isolation, just to name a few. We're not even getting into the amount of social abuse, physical or sexual or mental, with the broken homes that are conformed in these Jehovah's Witness communities, Mormons, there's so many, Hasidic Jewish communities, Amish. I could go on and on. But here are some things that I've learned on how to deal with those things. This is just a quick list. There's so much. This list is actually gigantic. I'm not someone that's trying to claim that I know all the answers, but these are things that I found that work for me that I think that could possibly work for you. So for example, sometimes I'd wake up depressed and not want to get out of bed or go to work, or I'd have an anxiety attack out of nowhere. And at that time, I didn't know what it was. When I would be, out in public and would have to run to a bathroom, or be in my apartment and on my bathroom floor, I'm shaking and crying in a little ball. Or times where I'd be totally fine and I just want to burst into tears for no reason. And here are 6 things that I've learned that you can do to fight depression and anxiety. First things up, you may not be expecting this, but the single greatest thing that you can do to boost your overall mood, lower your depression, boost your self-confidence and image is working out. I went from this, a skinny kid growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, to gaining a shit ton of weight, around 10, maybe 11-ish, and I had that weight on for years, to the point of obesity, because I didn't have any friends on the outside who were not a Jehovah's Witness, and on the inside you had to be even more picky about your friends because they want to isolate you to brainwash you further to get you higher up in the ranks. And I was eating away my feelings, and to this day I still fight with being an emotional eater. Working out is the best thing that you can do, and not some fad diet or some fad workout that you're going to try for 30 days. Maybe if you want to get started for 30 days, if it's your first time, that's great. But this should be looked at as a lifestyle change, something you're going to do permanently for the rest of your life. So if you didn't know this, working out increases, I took some notes for this, working out increases dopamine in your brain, and it boosts serotonin. And if you didn't know it, most antidepressants have serotonin or have chemicals in them to produce more serotonin in the brain. And these antidepressants are made to release more of this. You can actually see, I did a little Instagram post. If you're on Instagram, you should definitely come follow me and say hello. But exercise also decreases the amount of pain, almost equaling that to the effect of THC found in cannabis, which is pretty crazy. I'd like to see how I went from looking like this to looking like this. And even today, I still struggle with my weight a little bit, but I'm getting a lot better at, it's mostly diet. It honestly is mostly diet. And then that overall affects your mood and depression and enhances things as well by itself. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a video about it in the near future, because I actually have come to be really fond of working out and taking care of myself. Thing you could do, I have this giant bottle, this big ass bottle. But this is the brand. New chapter of vitamins in my pocket, and I really like the stress and energy support blend that comes in. It really helps. I've noticed even if I'm low on sleep, this really helps kick in. You just take one a day, even on an empty stomach, which is huge for me because it goes with my fitness plan. Is take a good multivitamin. Right here, what I have is a New Chapter. It's made with organic whole foods, so it's a vitamin for men multi-day it's taken and derived mostly from whole foods. A lot of cheap gummy vitamins that you see in CVS and Walmart and Walgreens and stuff like that is made out of synthetics. You want to avoid anything that has a lot of synthetics. I've taken a few, and I keep coming back to this one, even when I experiment with other vitamins. Synthetics vitamins, I end up pissing out like neon yellow pee, and that tells me that my body's just getting rid of the waste that's in those vitamins. It's almost clear as day within like 15-30 minutes. I have to pee all the time anyway. What I really like about this particular brand is it has a stress and energy support blend, which is huge for people like us. We're trying to avoid as much stress as possible. Having that extra support for energy and mood enhancement is huge. I'll take it. Vitamins are cool. It's something that any one of us can get. And no, I'm not sponsored by New Chapter, although I would love to be New Chapter. I love your stuff. All the vitamins I keep trying, I always come back to New Chapter because it's just the good shit. And it's expensive, these vitamins, but it's worth it. What I have is a 90-day supply with me. I'll leave some links down for both men's multivitamins and women's multivitamins down below. I'm not trying to sell you stuff. I'm just trying to tell you about things that have made me a lot happier and just more focused and less stressed. Third thing you can do, get a hobby. Do you have a hobby? Great. Do more of that hobby because it's going to make you happy. Occupy your time. If you don't have a hobby, get off your ass and go find and try a bunch of shit until you can find something that sticks, that makes you happy to occupy your time with. Great thing about those hobbies is on meetup.com, or just in general, you can look in your area, you can find and meet a bunch of people who have a lot of same stuff in common with you and make great friendships and relationships out of that. I've done this, I continue to do this, I try to do it more because I really am always looking for more friends. My theory currently right now, because it actually takes a lot more effort to make friends when you're not a part of a church or a cult, is to filter through as many people as possible and quality throughout large quantities. I will narrow down and find the quality ones that will stay with me and be friends for life. Here's the fourth thing that you can do to battle depression and anxiety, specifically anxiety attacks. I really wish that I had known this when I was on the floor, curled up into a ball, bawling my eyes out. And now that I know this, it's so much better. You can control how the outcome ends. You can control how you emotionally feel. You can't control all the time when stress is going to build up and create an anxiety attack. So here's some of my notes. When the body is stressed, the body will actually release cortisol, a stress hormone that can trigger you in an uncomfortable emotional roller coaster. So to calm yourself, take a moment and tell yourself this: my body is feeling scared. This is just a scared feeling. Even if you have to breathe in, breathe out, close your eyes if you're in a public situation. I remember this happened to me when I was out on a date with a girl one time. I had an anxiety attack and I started bawling my eyes out at her place, so it was really embarrassing. But now, if I need to use the restroom or excuse myself from in public or from my apartment, which isolating myself, I've noticed it happens a little bit more when you're completely isolated. And I just tell myself, I can get past this. This is only a temporary feeling of being scared. Once this passes, I'll feel happy and I'll have made it through it. And I can go on with the rest of my day and make that the best damn day possible. So what we're doing here is we're taking a negative and turning it into a positive, kind of like how I call you guys brothers and sisters. Here's the fifth thing that you can do. Get some good sleep. Do you get a good amount of sleep? This is something actually I'm guilty of. I am always constantly trying to get the right amount of sleep because there are definitely weeks that go by where I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep or less. That's not good, homie. It's bad diet, not working out, being late to appointments all the time. All of that builds a stressful environment. When the body is stressed, it's more likely to produce or have an anxiety attack. So aim for a good 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Of course, leaving room for, nights where you go out on a really long date or you're out with your friends and you're going out and partying. You should leave time for that every once in a while. So like I said, I struggle to make this a good habit for myself, but when I do, like today, I woke up amazing. My body was forcing myself to get out of bed. I know my day's gonna be great. Here's the last thing. This is the sixth thing for now, unless you want to see a follow-up video, because there's a lot of stuff I've found. Get a therapist. Please look into getting a therapist. I recently started seeing a therapist and is the best thing that I could have done recently. I wish I had started sooner. She was able to nail down a few things with me, my unhealthy relationship with my mother and my friends that I grew up with going back home. She was able to nail a lot of things in the first session and we just happened to click. Now, first things first, therapists are a little expensive. So if your insurance from work can cover it or cover a few sessions, jump on that shit right now. Make the phone calls, do what you need to do, get the paperwork done. If you don't, instead of buying that nice jacket or buying that nice thing that's gonna make you temporarily happy, save up a few $100s for a few sessions. Usually about $300 to $500 for, most of them I think charge about $100 a session. Depending on where you are, at least that's in California where I'm at. But start asking a therapist and see if they can get a referral for someone who specializes in people getting out of cults or who have left their religions or abusive relationships, because what we're going through is very rare. A lot of therapists don't know how to deal with this and sometimes tell the members to go back, and that's not what you want. And also look into a refund. Like, if this isn't clicking, peace, I gotta go. But find a good therapist. That is probably the best thing that I have done recently, and it can continue to go, and hopefully I can do for the rest of my life. There's no judgment. You're there to talk. And growing up as Jehovah's Witness, Scientologist, Mormon, a lot of therapists are discouraged, or even strict cult-like Christian communities, because, oh, they don't understand, they don't have the Bible teaching and the learning and the understanding. They're supposed to be nonpartisan. They also have informed consent, and they also inform you about things not like these cults and religions. So save your money. Instead of buying that whack-ass item, treat your mind, because you do deserve to treat yourself. These are only a handful of things that I've learned and continue to develop and work on myself to help me put myself through my anxiety and depression. I've got a lot better, becoming a better person every day, every month. Now, I still get lazy, I still get tired, I still get depressed. Anxiety attacks hit me every once in a while, so you're not impervious to this afterwards. You just know how to deal with it when it hits you. And I really don't see a lot of people talking about this combo of things very much in the ex-cult world, so I've been trying this myself, and I figured I gotta share it with you guys. And also, I would love to hear your input, like what works for you? There's a host of things that I left out of this video. Leave a comment down below and share. That's how we're all gonna learn and grow, is through conflict and growth and making mistakes and sharing that with others. Subscribe if this video has helped you so we can stay in content and I can send you more stuff in the future. Give this video a like, it lets me know that this work is working. If you're on Instagram, I have a link in the description. Come say hi to me, come follow me. Please note, I am not a therapist, and if you're trying to turn this into a therapy session, I get so many messages. It is impossible at this point for me to take the time to slow down and go into a long therapy session with each and every individual. That's something that I'm not licensed for. I can send a few words of wisdom, but I won't be able to go in depth in your life. That's something I've noticed is happening a lot recently. And it's not that I don't want to help, I physically can't help, or I wouldn't have a job and be able to pay my rent. So I'm looking into something that I can do to address that in the near future. Until then, these videos are my give up. This is my time for you. I'm hoping to release an activist website sometime in the near future that has some activism and some mental health stuff, because we all need that, and that can help even when I'm not around, or even when I'm asleep. And I think that's everything for now, but I would love to hear what you guys' feedback is down below. Brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. And another plane is going by, but random, it looks like a bomb went off where I'm at. I'm in Northern California. There's a shit ton of fires going off right now. Everything's on fire, everything's burning, so I hope if you're anywhere near fire in your NorCal or SoCal, I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you have really good fire insurance. There's a reason why they call it the Golden State, because it literally looks like this time of year like a nuclear bomb from Fallout. The video game just went off. It looks like everything is bombed to hell.